Hey everyone, and welcome. We're all surrounded by this gigantic, totally invisible network that brings us literally everything we use, from the coffee we drink to the phones in our hands. It's the global supply chain, and it's basically the circulatory system of our entire economy. But here's the thing. As AI starts to transform this system, success isn't really about having the best product or the fastest ship anymore. It's about asking the smartest question.
So that begs a really important question, right? When you have AI that can calculate and predict and optimize way faster than any human ever could, what's the one skill that really, truly matters?
Well, it turns out it's not about having all the answers anymore. It's about asking the right questions. The whole nature of what it means to be a professional is shifting. It's moving away from just executing tasks and moving toward figuring out the right problem to solve in the first place.
Okay, let's really dive into this. A whole new rulebook is being written right now for how we manage complexity. I want you to think of AI as this incredibly powerful engine. I mean, it can take you anywhere you want to go, but it needs precise directions. Your question, that's the GPS coordinate you're punching in.
And this is where this idea of premium prompts comes into play. Now, these aren't just simple questions like you'd type into a search engine. No. They are expertly engineered instructions. You actually tell the AI who it is. You give it a persona, like you are a C-level supply chain strategist, and then you give it a clear goal. This right here is the key to unlocking its real power to solve messy, complex business problems.
So let's see how this actually works in the real world. We'll start at the 30,000-foot view. Strategy. How can we use these questions to build supply chains that don't just, survive shocks, but actually thrive through them?
For a second, just imagine this is your job. You're a supply chain risk analyst. Your entire gig is to see around corners, to anticipate disruptions. We're talking pandemics, geopolitical chaos, natural disasters, and protect your company from all of it. I mean, with a problem that massive, where do you even begin?
Well, you could start by prompting the AI to run a classic SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. But here's that premium step. You ask it to analyze everything through the specific lens of a key performance indicator, a KPI, like resilience. Now the AI isn't just spitting back a list of facts, it's giving you a strategic roadmap for how to actually weather the next big crisis.
All right, so that's the big picture strategy. But what about down on the factory floor? Let's drill down a bit and see how one smart question can make everything faster and way more efficient.
So picture a manager asking the AI, hey, explain the difference between push and pull production. And just like that, the AI gives a crystal clear answer. Push is when you make stuff based on a forecast, which means you risk creating a ton of inventory that nobody actually wants. Pull, on the other hand, is when you only make things when a customer actually orders it. It's much leaner, way more responsive. A simple question, but a really powerful clarification.
Okay, let's get a little more technical for a second. A production manager might keep hearing this term OEE, or Overall Equipment Effectiveness. It sounds super complicated, right? But a premium prompt can demystify it in an instant. You can ask the AI to act as an OEE specialist and just explain it in simple terms. And what you'll find out is, it's basically just a report card for your machinery. How well is it really performing compared to how well it could be performing?
And a quick follow-up question reveals just how simple this metric really is. OEE is just three things multiplied together. 1. Availability. Was the machine even running when it was supposed to? 2. Performance. Was it running at full speed? And 3. Quality. Was it actually making good parts, or was it producing junk? All of a sudden, this complex piece of jargon becomes a clear, actionable tool you can use.
So we've seen how to ask these smart questions, but this all leads to an even bigger point. Why is all of this happening right now, with such incredible urgency? A recent industry analysis put it perfectly. They said that automation isn't a trend anymore. It's a necessity. Think about that. This means adopting these tools isn't just about getting a competitive edge. It's about basic survival. Companies that don't know how to use these tools to ask better questions and get smarter answers, well, they risk getting left behind. And the technology that's making this possible is just exploding. You've got robotics and IoT sensors creating this massive flood of real-time data. And then there are things called digital twins, which are perfect virtual copies of an entire supply chain. They let us ask all kinds of what-if questions and simulate disruptions without any real-world risk. It's a total game changer. So what are companies chasing with all this tech? Well, it really boils down to three main goals. The biggest driver, at 40%, is improving efficiency, just making everything run faster and smoother. Right behind that is straight-up cost reduction. And, a growing piece of the pie is a major push towards sustainability, making their operations greener.
And this focus on sustainability, it's especially strong in Europe's DACH region. That's Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. For companies over there, using technology to optimize delivery routes and reduce emissions isn't just a nice thing to do for the planet, it's a core competitive advantage.
So let's bring it all home. What does all of this actually mean for the people who work in logistics and supply chain management every day? What does the future of their job even look like?
And this, right here, is the crucial shift. As AI takes over the repetitive, manual stuff, the calculations, the data entry, our value as humans moves up the chain. The most essential human skill becomes strategic thinking, understanding the bigger picture, spotting the real challenges, and then framing the perfect question for our AI partner to go and solve.
Which leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If AI is the engine that provides all the answers, what becomes the most important job for us humans? Well, it's being the pilot, the one who knows the destination, who understands the terrain, and who asks the smartest question to get us there. Thanks for joining me. Now, what will you ask?